When we look, you can see families were more than willing to go to the box office to support something like the Minecraft movie, while Rachel Zegler's Snow White continues to plunge.
She's literally the only person there. And do you not understand how humiliating this is? Meanwhile, the experience at Minecraft goes something like this.
Minecraft in the United States in one weekend made more money than Snow White has made globally after 3 weekends. That's how bad it is right now.
I don't think they're gonna buy it. I don't think they're gonna watch it. I don't think they're gonna like it.
Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie versus Disney's Snow White, which in theory should be quite a battle, but it's not even a fair fight. And it's pretty hysterical, actually, to watch.
There's no way that Snow White is going to recover.
Every single one of these reviews is just absolutely brutal. And what you also need to know is that these are not politically driven reviews. I mean, most of them are from the camp that should be supporting Disney, that should be behind this new progressive take on Snow White, and yet they can't, because the film is apparently just that bad.
Rachel Zegler is a loudmouth dope.
Right, we're talking about ultra-far leftists, people who believe that men and women are a figment of your imagination, that your money is not your own, that your family is not your own, and that your country is not your own. That's what woke me.
Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist who's just clinical at this point.
Now, there is no doubt about it that Snow White 2025 is considered by far one of the worst box office failures, not just with Disney, but also in the entire film history when it comes down to live-action remakes.
DC said Disney's Snow White has a major identity crisis.
But it says, meanwhile, over in the kingdom of crumbling crowns, Disney's Snow White dropped like an enchanted apple.
What they really mean is they're describing a worldview that hates you, that hates everything America stands for.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
Saying that audiences will always line up to see her no matter what she does.
Every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
You know what's interesting about all this is that the only person waiting in line to see Snow White was Rachel Zegler.
She doesn't need a prince to save her, and not surrounded by 7 weird people. Oh, okay, just CGI fictional goblins, I guess.
Well, we all basically knew that Snow White was going to be a massive failure at the box office because of Rachel Zegler's controversial statement.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Right.
You should shut up and do the job.
Audiences are finally done pretending. The Minecraft movie just obliterated Disney's Snow White remake at the box office. And it wasn't even close. One is a simple story about pixelated adventures. The other is a billion-dollar brand backed by Disney magic. So how did the indie-looking game adaptation wipe the floor with one of the most iconic fairy tales in history? Because this wasn't just a box office win, it was a wake-up call. Let's break down exactly how Disney fumbled the bag, and how Minecraft quietly delivered the slap that shook Hollywood.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Let's start with the scoreboard. The Minecraft movie opened to a jaw-dropping $300 million global weekend. Meanwhile, Snow White struggled to scrape together just $77 million over multiple weeks. Even with Disney's marketing budget burning through millions, audiences weren't buying what they were selling. Critics were convinced Minecraft would flop. They said it was too simple, too niche, too blocky. Turns out, simple is exactly what people wanted. But this wasn't just about ticket sales. This was a cultural moment. And Snow White walked straight into it unprepared.
Encouraging to see a movie that decided to do the opposite of Snow White which is, according to all available reviews, including from the people that I trust the very most on this platform, it is non-political. The Minecraft movie does not try to beat you and box you about the ears with the message. It is just silly fun for kids, which is what a kids movie should be.
You can't talk about this disaster without mentioning Rachel Zegler. Before the movie even dropped, Zegler was already doing damage control, or trying to. Her interviews felt less like promotion and more like lectures. She dismissed the original Snow White as outdated, mocked the love story, and said her version didn't need a prince or 7 weird little men. Fans weren't just confused, they were angry. Not because she had an opinion, but because she seemed to hate the very role she was hired to play. And Disney, they let her run wild. No PR filter, no guidance, no correction, just a newcomer trashing a childhood classic on repeat.
This movie exists, by the way. You can't tell me Minecraft is the worst movie of 2025 when Snow White exists. That's right. Minecraft movies are going to make more in the weekend than Snow White's made in its entire theatrical run, and we know why.
This isn't just about one actress. It's about a studio that forgot who it is. Behind the scenes, insiders reported total chaos. Endless script rewrites, last-minute marketing pivots, confused executives pulling in different directions. Was this a movie for kids? A feminist rebrand? A political statement? No one seemed to know. And that confusion bled into every frame. Instead of telling a good story, Disney tried to win Twitter points. But guess what? Twitter doesn't buy movie tickets.
The reason why is partially because of Rachel Zegler, but also because of the entire garbage movie itself. We keep blaming Rachel Zegler, and she's an easy scapegoat. And I think they're scapegoating her on purpose. But the entire movie was trash. All of Rachel Zegler didn't write Snow White. Right? Rachel Zegler didn't cast Snow White. The studio did. It's a Disney problem. Disney did these things.
Now let's talk about the underdog. Minecraft didn't try to impress critics. It didn't push an agenda. It didn't even pretend to be deep. It just focused on what made the game great. Adventure. Humor. Escapism. Kids loved it. Parents appreciated the nostalgia. Gamers, teens, YouTubers all showed up, and voice actor Jack Black brought energy that made audiences laugh out loud. No controversy, no lectures, just fun. That's it. That's the formula. Turns out, respecting your audience is still a winning move. Disney had $1 billion fairy tale in its hands, and they rewrote it like they were embarrassed by it. Gone was the romance. Gone was the charm. Gone was the magic. Instead, fans got moral lessons, weird CGI creatures, and a storyline that felt like homework. The whimsical elements of the original were stripped down. What remained was a movie that felt cold, cynical, and joyless. This wasn't modernization, it was erasure. Then there's the casting. Rachel Zegler's ethnicity wasn't the issue. It was how the studio handled it. They insisted this was about inclusivity, but offered zero effort to honor the character's roots. Snow White is literally described as having skin white as snow. Whether that should be updated or not is up for debate. But what's not debatable is this. Disney created a culture war over casting, then acted shocked when audiences reacted. Instead of finding common ground, they doubled down. And Zegler, she kept preaching to an audience that wasn't buying it. As reviews started rolling in, it became clear. Snow White was a train wreck. Critics called it awkward, preachy, and emotionally flat. Fans said it was disrespectful, tone-deaf, and unwatchable. And the empty theaters told the real story. Behind the scenes, insiders reported finger-pointing chaos. Executives blamed each other. Some blamed marketing. Others blamed Zegler. Everyone avoided the obvious truth. The story just didn't work. And now, Disney's once unshakable brand looks embarrassingly out of touch. Here's the real lesson. People don't hate progress. They hate being talked down to. Snow White wasn't a failure because it changed the story. It failed because it forgot the audience. Meanwhile, Minecraft thrived by staying true to itself. No lectures, no condescension, just entertainment. In fact, critics gave it a 40%, but audiences gave it an 87%, and those are the people who actually pay the bills. The message is loud and clear. Make us feel something. Make us smile. Make us escape. don't lecture us. In 2025, the biggest battle in Hollywood wasn't between good and evil. It was between fun and frustration. Minecraft won because it knew its fans. Snow White lost because it forgot its soul. And until studios start listening to the people who buy the tickets, they're going to keep making the same mistake, over and over again. So, yeah, Snow White flopped hard. But the real story here? Audiences just pulled the plug on woke cinema. And it only took a bunch of pixelated cubes to do it.